Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball and Carlos Baseball. With me as always is Ernie Orange. The final game had just finished. Mexico and Brazil was a big blowout, 16-0. There's a lot of teams that already wrapped it up. There's teams that have been eliminated. We're going to go ahead and talk about that, but I just want to make sure how Ernie's doing out there. Ernie, how's it going, dude?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We're having a great Sunday here in LA with a beautiful sun, enjoying baseball. What an excitement to start March already. People usually talk about March Madness about basketball. I think the WBC is already taken over. Everybody's talking about baseball right now. It's the hottest thing in the market. What can we do, man? WBC has taken over the world.
Yeah.
It's a
Dude,
global sport now.
I haven't even watched any spring training games, dude. I tried to sit down today and watch them, and I couldn't do it. And I'm like, what am I
No
doing?
thanks.
There's WBC games going on right now. So, dude, I feel you on that one, man. And then the time change didn't help though, because I was kind of lagging on time, and I'm like, wait, there's a game going on right now. What the hell? At 9 in the morning, like, why not? So I started watching since 9 in the morning. I've been glued to the TV watching games, and it's just been incredible. It's been really a lot of fun. So today, let's talk about passionate baseball fans, passionate baseball teams. There's a few out there, and there's not the only ones that are celebrating, but the ones that are like leaving the tournament crying, and it sucks, right? So we'll go ahead and talk about them. We'll talk about players' comments on the WBC. I don't know if you guys heard, but Kiké Hernández and we have Bryce Harper talking about what the WBC means to them and what it could possibly be, or thinking about other tournaments, right? So then we'll talk about another thing with pitching situation with Tarik Skubal. Is he going to continue to pitch for United States? I mean, that's a good thing that can come to the United States. Why? Because at first he was only going to pitch one. Now that he pitched in one, he feels like, damn, I can't leave. So he's going to work out a plan, and we'll see what happens there. And of course, Mexico, USA tomorrow, a big game. Dominicana, Venezuela, another big game. So big games tomorrow, dude. And I'm excited to get into that. And I mean, that's going to be the last topic. But dude, let's get into it. The passionate players out there and passionate fans. We saw Nicaragua got eliminated. We saw Panama got eliminated, but they got eliminated today. Yesterday, what happened was, oh man, it sucks. So heartbreakers for both teams. I mean, how did you feel? Did you see those games? Ernie, do you hear me?
I took the Puerto Rican team.
Oh. Ernie, your mic's not on. Sorry, guys, we have a
I apologize about that.
There we go. There we go. Cool. Go for it.
I just what I was talking about is basically saying that it's crazy how this Panama team took this Puerto Rico team to extra innings at home in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This Puerto Rico team had to fight really hard to get the sneaking win because it did not come easy. Just shows you how important it is for these WBC teams. They're fighting hard, man, Carlos. Doesn't matter how like your competition is lower than these teams. They're going to give it their 110%, everything they got. And Puerto Rico, man, just was able to edge one out. But really bad for this Panama team. And you also feel bad for the Nicaragua team who was fighting all game against the Netherlands. We're this close to sneaking one win. And now, unfortunately, they're out of this tournament given to that one home run loss, that walk-off. We had never seen a walk-off in the WBC tournament. We see two yesterday. What a crazy time of events going on in this WBC. But as baseball fans, we're enjoying every second of it. Now, for certain teams, unfortunately, it's not as fun. But it's still a memorable moment. I mean, you got to give it up props to all these teams. They're putting up a great fight. Some teams are going as hard as 4 or 5 innings of giving a good challenge to these teams and eventually falling off. You have the Great Britain team that's fought hard all tournament. And unfortunately, they're 0-3, but they played way better than their record shows. You know what I mean, Carlos?
Yeah, I agree. And that's crazy thing is that, Nicaragua played really good against Dominicana to open, the first 5 innings. And then, of course, Dominicana, this powerful lineup that they had destroyed them. But they put in a good effort. They put a scare on big teams like Dominicana, right? And then you had them going against Netherlands, and you're like, okay, one out away from winning their first game in the WBC in this tournament, and they just couldn't pull it off. They couldn't get that one last out. And I've seen a lot of fan reactions. I've seen a lot of videos of people kind of like talking what happened in that last out, and I have seen the videos with these fans. I mean, the players, being crying out there in the field. And I know there's no crying in baseball, but when it's so close and it means so much to you, like you're gonna see that type of like things happen in the baseball field. Now, Panama, they were playing good baseball against Puerto Rico in Puerto Rico, and it just happened to where they lost the game. So those weren't the only two teams that left the field crying. Chinese Taipei, they won their game, so their tournament's not over yet. They're 2-2 record. They could potentially move on to the next round, but they did put their tears out there. They put their cuts, their blood, and everything that they had to do. They beat Korea this morning, and dude, no one expected that to happen. They expected Korea to win this game and already kind of pretty much clinched for the next round. Now they're making it a little bit more difficult. So Chinese Taipei, I mean, they showed out, dude. And this is what I feel like. And I mean that the passion of baseball, and not just playing baseball, but wearing that name, your country across your chest, means so much to these people. And it's amazing, dude. Like we got into it the last 3 years that it happened, the WBC. And now this year, I feel like it's more intense. Or am I lying here? Ernie, help me out.
No, man, you're totally right here, Carlo. Yeah, WBC on another level we've never seen. You can see the passion between these players, even the fans. They continue to show out. It's a party every stadium. You see the Dominican crowd, the Venezuelan crowd. It's an environment we have never seen here in the normal MLB game. You get to see the passion from the fans. And not only that, it translates to the players. The players are finally able to perform for their country right in front of them. So they're giving it their all. It's a passion like no ever seen. It's a high-stake game because most of these teams have to win in order to advance to the next round. In the upcoming round, it's a one-game matchup. You do not have a 7-game series to save you, and you have to perform at the highest level in the biggest moments. And it's crucial baseball. And this is the beauty of this game. Anybody could win this game. And we have dark horsemen. We got Venezuela, Japan, U.S., Mexico. They're all top-tier teams. And every single team right now has shown how powerful they are. But even then, they have been challenged by some smaller countries. And it just shows you it's a fight out there.
Yeah, it is, dude. Let's continue, man. Let's move on to the next topic. We have Bryce Harper and Kiké Hernández. Kiké Hernández came out saying that he's been to 5 World Series and he doesn't, he can, I don't know how to put it in words. He can't combine, I guess, explain how better it is to play for his country, whatever is across his name, than what it is to play a World Series. And for him, it just feels even better to play for Puerto Rico. And I kind of understand where he's coming from because my background, my dad and all my uncles and everybody, they've always watched soccer. They've always saw FIFA. They always saw the World Cup, and Mexico was the biggest thing for them. And like every time that they will play, we will get together and see the games. I imagine it is for him like it was for me as a kid. So when I grew up and got older, I understood what that means, wearing that name across your chest, even though I didn't play in competition like he has. But I can see that, dude, and I can see how he feels and how he kind of like like I don't know, just passionate about his country. And that's how every player I think feels like, right? And I don't know, dude. Like, do you understand what Kiké Hernández is trying to say, or are you one of the fans that feel the other way? Because there's so many of them out there.
No, I mean, I think Kike brings a great point, and I think every other MLB player that's not from America feels the exact same way that Kike feels. You see the Shohei's crying and over a national anthem. You see the Chinese Taipei yesterday, Taiwanese people crying for a win. So that shows you how important it is to rock their country on their jersey. It's such an important milestone for them. They grow up watching their teams on TV, and now they're finally there in this big moment representing their country. there's no feeling like no other. And then you see the crowd and the excitement it brings to the people. It's unmatched. We don't see that with that World Series, Carlos. I'm not sure if it's because it's a 7-game series, or is it because these people don't have that type of ties to the MLB in America? But when they play for their country, it's another level that we cannot compare to the MLB. And I think Kike is saying something that most Latin America players also feel like. You see these Dominicans, man. If you ever hear their stories, they come from poor poverties, man. These kids have a rough lifestyle growing up, and baseball's their only way out. So that's why they work and train so hard, like no other kids do these days, because they know that baseball is going to get them out of that, that poverty they don't want to be in. So these kids feel it. They grow up with that mindset, baseball all day, every day, 24/7, and they finally perform to represent their country, and they're really proud to do that. So Kike brings a great point. I mean, 5 World Series. Kike already has wait, how many rings does he have? 2?
3.
3. Damn.
3 World Series. That's a lot.
And not even that makes you feel better than the WBC. That is wild.
That is wild. We do have the other side. We do have Bryce Harper talking about maybe he wants to do something different, and he wants to do it with the Olympics. Here's a clip of that.
Yeah, I've been fighting for LA 28 for a long time. I think my whole career I've been trying to get something started or something coming up. Obviously the WBC has been great, but it's not the Olympics, right? That's no disrespect to WBC or anything, but everybody knows that when the Olympics are on, everybody's watching. Don't matter.
So, I mean, what do you think of this, Ernie? I'll let you go first, and then I'll give you my spiel on what I think.
Yeah, man. I watched this video, and I was honestly really disappointed with Bryce Harper's response here. I was hoping that maybe it's just something he was taken out of context, but after watching it a couple times, I realized this is how American players really treat the WBC. Bryce Harper here is telling us he really cares more about a gold medal than a WBC. I guess growing up as an American, you see those gold medalists and how much America wins in the Olympics and how important it is for us here in America, right? Yeah. But then the WBC comes around and they don't give the same effort. The U.S. always falls short in this tournament because I feel like they don't have that same passion, that same drive as these other Latin American or Japanese teams do. And again, I see this again, and I feel like this is where all these players, the remaining players of the U.S. feed off of this type of energy, and that's why they underperform every single time around. I really hope that Bryce Harper could come around and say he didn't mean it the way he meant. The WBC is an important tournament for the U.S. This is their way to show that they are the best country that produces the best MLB players. And you look at that roster, and it's one of the best built teams around right now in the world. But that Bryce Harper interview, man, I was expecting better for him. I was expecting him to say, I'm ready to win this WBC and the Olympics. How about that? We're going to take both tournaments. Not just be like, no disrespect to the WBC, but bro, you're playing the WBC right now. This is what matters now, not in 2028. We should focus on that in 2 years. And it's just unfortunate because you have such a talented team, and Aaron Judge is not a vocal leader like you would want him to be. So I feel like Bryce Harper should be that co-leader that Aaron Judge really needs to be with him and supporting him.
So this is where I got a different take, and I understand where you're coming from because I feel the same way, but maybe I'm gonna take it a little bit just a little different here. The way that he sounded was more like a thing that he wanted to play a different tournament, like in the Olympics. Why? Because it's not going to be governed by the MLB. WBC is governed by the MLB right now. So the MLB is putting their rules. They're putting who can play, who cannot play. Their insurance, for instance, with Puerto Rico players that couldn't participate because they just couldn't afford the insurance for them or to lose these players for their teams. So maybe what Bryce Harper was trying to say is that we want to play the Olympics because it's going to be away from the MLB. We'll be able to do and follow other rules that has nothing to do with the MLB. And a lot of people don't want to say this. A lot of people want to see like, oh, the WBC is not all that great or whatever. But let's think about it. If the MLB wasn't trying to push the WBC, then we wouldn't have this tournament. There's no federation for baseball. Maybe this will open a federation for baseball, just like soccer has, like a FIFA, because FIFA runs the World Cup and they pay those insurance for players to go play in the World Cup so they can have the best of the best. Now, if this opens that up for baseball to have a federation, because we're on it. It's been 20 years of this WBC. Now it's time to grow a little bit. Now it's time to get that federation going and get away from MLB owning this tournament and having the Federation of Baseball own this tournament and
I
have
like
those
that.
insurances. So that I kind of wanted to do a little bit different. Maybe Bryce Harper's not a bad guy like we think he is, and maybe he just wants to have a different tournament like the Olympics. And yeah, maybe he does want to get that gold medal, but this could open so many possibilities for baseball. And I think opening a federation for baseball so we can get more teams involved into this WBC, it'll be great for the game. It'll be great for MLB, and we get to expose and we get to see more baseball players out there. So I'm just throwing those 2 cents out there. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think it's just something that I wanted to think about a little bit more. And yeah, man, I agree. Bryce Harper could have been a little bit more like, we want to win the WBC, and of course, we want to play the Olympics.
Yeah, that's right? What I was hoping to hear, right? But I mean,
yeah.
I think you bring up a great point about Bryce Harper. I think at the end of the day, his intention is just to grow the game of baseball, and I think that's why he feels like the Olympics would do that the WBC won't. Because when the Olympics come around, everybody's watching. We watch sports that we've never even watched before. We have not even watched the preliminaries or nothing. We're just there watching the final event for either swimming, track, you name it.
Yeah,
archery, anything we're watching. And that's how he feels with baseball. It would be the same way. We would have the non-casual baseball fans sitting down to watch a baseball game just because, hey, it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think, man? Maybe a federation of baseball. Maybe we can get this started.
No, we definitely do need that. We need somebody that could not be part of the MLB and an organization, federation that would be just in charge of all teams from all global game of baseball, focusing on making sure all the best players play in this tournament.
Yeah, it'll be really amazing, dude, if we can get that going. We'll just, I guess, continue with this MLB. They're on the right track. WBC only has been 20 years. The FIFA has 75 plus years, I think, with their federation, and it didn't start right. They had to go ahead and start, without it. They had to start with Germany and, for a few countries out in Europe, and then it expanded, started with Portugal entering, and then you had the other Latin American teams entering into the FIFA, and, you had the whole world. So baseball's on the right track. We're not saying we're not. I know a lot of fans are complaining about this, and yeah, we're complaining a little, but we also providing a solution so we can go ahead and enjoy this game a lot more than what we're doing right now. Because right now, dude, I'm enjoying the heck out of this WBC. It's amazing.
I think we all are. There's been so many exciting moments already. You're talking about the 2 walk-offs. You're seeing about the 17-year-old getting a double play on Aaron Judge. You have the Great Britain pitcher coming in and striking out 4 American batters yesterday.
That dude was pumped, man. You saw that?
I was like, that was exciting. That 17-year-old story, I just can't believe it. Since seeing Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, hitting 2 bombs on the U.S., you're just like, so the storylines just continue to grow. You get to getting more exposure of more MLB players that we would have, not MLB players, but other players that we probably wouldn't even hear about ever, and they get this big opportunity to play in this big moment against these big teams. So, man, the stories continue to grow. The Dominican Republic team looks scary. The Venezuela team looks amazing. U.S. looks strong. Mexico today, 16-0 against Brazil. Like, okay, slow down a little bit. Hold some runs for tomorrow, man. You want to save those for tomorrow? We got Paul Skeens on the mound,
Yeah.
But it's amazing, man. And this WBC just continues to grow and shows you how electrifying it is and how much baseball has been missed. We come off almost from one of the greatest World Series ever. Now going to the WBC, it's not the perfect start for this MLB season going forward. And we're all here in Real Talk Baseball just to continue to talk about it with you guys. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe so you can continue hearing about all these hot topics here all year long. So yeah, man, Carlos, this is great. I'm so pumped. This is a Sunday night. I think Canada is currently losing right now. It's delayed. I'm trying to figure out why. Panama may take a win in this WBC, so they may be able to sneak one in there. But you're talking about some teams that are doing such an amazing job. I mean, you're talking about Italy. What's going on with these espresso shots, man? They're giving them the Italian power, man. They're coming in hot. They're 2-0. They got U.S. and Mexico next, but they're not afraid. And I'm like, oh, shoot, Aaron Nola's in this team? Oh, shoot, Michael Lorenzen is this team?
Yeah.
Oh, this team could play.
Yeah.
So, I'm all here for it. The Italians are not backing down either. So this Pool B is going to be an exciting tournament. It's going to be a wild ending. But we have another topic we wanted to talk about. And we're talking about how electrifying the WBC that we had to talk about Tarik Skubal, a guy that pitched one performance, 55 pitches against Great Britain. And guess what? He doesn't want to leave anymore.
Nah, he wants to have a plan.
He said, I have to go back to spring training? No, I don't want to do this. It's like when you're that kid and they invite you to a field trip and you're like, I don't want to go to that. And then you end up going and you be like, I don't want to go home. It's like when your parents are like, we're going to go to Mexico for the first time. You're like, I don't want to go there. Yeah. And they tell you there's no water after a certain hour. And you're going to be like, what? I don't want to be there. And then Mexico becomes the best place you've ever been to. So how about that?
That's true, man.
Tarik Skubal, man.
Yeah, I feel for Skubal, dude. To be honest, I talk about country pride. That's country pride right there. That's what United States needs. They need one of these guys to be like, this is what I want. I want to stay with the team. I want to pitch for the team one more time. I need to bring up a plan. I need to talk to the Tigers and say, hey, I'm not going back. I need to stay with my fellas. We need to see it through. We're going to win this whole tournament because this is our sport here in the United States. So,
exactly,
dude, come on. United States needs to win this tournament. I mean, hands down, they got the best team. They got the best lineup. I mean, we can argue, Dominicana and U.S., right? But this is the sport this sport is created here in USA. So for players to just pitch one game or play one game and leave, that's not it, man. Tarik Skubal's doing the right thing, and hopefully he decides to stay the whole tournament and pitch one more game. Possibly pitch that game 7 in this tournament for them to win or for them to be in that championship. And it'll be incredible, dude. It'll be a good story for the United States. It'll be a good story for all of baseball. Because let's be honest here. Every team that's in this tournament looks up to the United States because the United States is the top. Everybody wants to play here in the United States. Everybody wants to wear or wants to play against the United States because that's the best baseball can offer. So, with that said, is that we're not disrespecting any United States player with us saying that they're not showing any pride, they're not doing that. It's just you need to understand that where we're coming from is that everybody wants to beat the United States. Everybody wants to play against the United States. And that's a big respect because that happens in soccer. Every time they talk about a team, they want to play either Brazil, they want to play Germany, or they want to play Argentina. Why? Because they have the best players, dude. And that's no disrespect. It's just like, I want to play that team because I want to show them that we have some toughness in our country and we can match your energy and we can possibly play, back and forward. So hopefully Tarik Skubal stays, man. Hopefully we get to see him pitch again. And it'll be an exciting news if he does pitch and he does stay one more game, dude. And he will stay throughout the whole tournament. Dude, I got excited with that.
You got really excited for that one, Carlos. But yeah, you're talking about Tarik Skubal, man. I think it's just he got a lot of backlash from his last statement a couple weeks ago saying that he was only going to make one start. And people felt like, well, why even show up? But now he's got to see some exposure of this WBC. He got to feel that atmosphere, and he wants to stick around, Carlos. Now he has to sit around and talk to AJ Hinch, the Detroit GM, the Detroit president of baseball ops, and Scott Boras, because they have to come up with a plan. Hey, it's just going to be one more start. And at the end of the day, this is all a money thing. This is why Tarik Skubal wasn't allowed to pitch more than 2 starts. I'm pretty sure Scott Boras is saying, you're not allowed to get injured out there. We do not want you to blow out your arm for this event, given the fact that you're going to get the biggest contract possible. But what a better way to show that you're the best pitcher in the league by performing in the biggest moment for the WBC. And even if it was just to pitch 2 or 3 innings, I think he could show that he's one of the most dominant pitchers in this league. This is the reason why he's a 2-time Cy Young winner, would also come off as a WBC champ, and he would guarantee you he's going to get a $400 million contract and above. So just to go out there 2-3 innings, I would take that risk if I was me. I have so much pride for my country. I would just want to show that as well. So I really hope that Tarik Skubal was able to figure this out. AJ Hinch came out today on an interview saying that, they had talked about it, that after Skubal's start, that they had a discussion with him. It looks like AJ Hinch is all for it. I think he's okay with him going over there. I mean, what's there to do in spring training anyway? You think he wants to be with a bunch of minor leaguers over there? Most of his teammates are already in the WBC. He does not want to go back to that and just to sit on a bench. No, he wants to be at the coolest spot he could be at the WBC.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Going from a spring training game and then going to the WBC and getting those highs, like having those fans be super loud in a playoff atmosphere, and then going back to spring training, that's kind of like, okay, I'm in a low, high, low, and then going into the season, like, what? Are you going to be in the low? It's better to have them going into a high if he continues to pitch with USA, dude. And hopefully he does. And I mean, I understand that they have to go ahead and agree terms with the Tigers, his agent, and all those things. And this is where the Federation of Baseball needs to be, enforced and be part of this thing. So, I mean, it's only going to become better if we do that. But let's continue on, man. There's been teams that have been eliminated already. We had the game in Japan. They're already advancing. They're 3-0. Australia still has to fight. Chinese Taipei still has a chance. They're 2-2. They already finished their tournament, and that's why they were crying. But if Australia loses, it'll be a run differential, and possibly they can go move on, right? So Australia's not playing that bad either, dude. They lost to Japan 4-3. That was, they were. It was kind of intense. So
it was a great matchup this morning, Carlos. I actually got to watch a little bit of it.
Oh yeah,
I woke up at 4 a.m. Had to go to work. This time change messed up the whole WBC schedule by an hour. So it gave me an opportunity to watch the final 6 innings of the game, and it was pretty interesting.
Nice.
The Japan was on the ropes, man. They were fighting back to overcome this deficit. I was like, what the heck's going on, man? Is Japan also being affected by the time change? But I don't think they have time change in Japan.
We will have to check that.
But Japan was not performing so well today. They were having a hard time. They kept walking and walking because they couldn't bring in the runners or scoring position. I'm like, this is very unlike Japan's style of baseball. But
yeah,
they were able to figure it out with a crucial home run by the unlikely hero, Masataka Yoshida. Came out of nowhere, had a fastball down the middle. The Red Sox are not a big fan of this guy, Carlos. He's been banged up ever since he's been with the Red Sox, but he delivered for his home country, Japan. So, and it was a 1-run win, 4-3, and you had Japan advancing to the next round, coming out the number 1 seed. But big props to Australia, man. I mean, I didn't think Australia was this good, but they performed better than I've ever thought. I mean, Travis Bassana, the number 1 pick from last year for the Guardians, looks amazing. Looks very promising. They have a couple arms there, and Australia's going to be just fine. They control their own destiny, so they just got to win out, and they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. And then you have the other one, Colombia, Cuba. You had Cuba is 2-0. Did you see that one coming? I really don't know a lot of players from there, but they've been playing good baseball, and Colombia has been giving away runs, man. They've been doing errors here and there, and it hasn't been, very well. Then you have Netherlands, Dominicana. I thought Netherlands was going to come a little bit more feisty after them beating Nicaragua yesterday, but Dominicana is just too damn powerful for these teams. So it's going to be crazy tomorrow to see how they do. And then
Sorry,
you have
Carlos, I think you had made a mistake on that one. I think Colombia's 0-3, man. I think you meant Puerto Rico on that one.
No, 0-3, Colombia, 0-3.
Sorry, I misread that.
And then Cuba is 2-0. Cuba's 2-0. Yeah. And then the Netherlands, it's 1-2, and then Dominicana 2-0. And then you have Great Britain. They lost today, so they're 0-3. They're going home. Italy is 2-0 as well. So U.S., Mexico, and Italy play these last 3 days. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun to watch.
Pool B is the pool to watch.
Is that the group of death? I guess
it's looking like it right now, guys.
Right?
This Italian team, like I said, players that we had never really heard of. They're up and coming players. I think the only player that's really popular is Benny Pasquantino. But you got guys like Zach DeZenzo, young kid coming up. Man, there's more players, and I can't think of them right now. But Jack Caglione, then you got Nola and Michael Lorenzen. I didn't even know they were pitching for Italy, so that's impressive. And then Sam Algary, did you see that guy from the Angels? Nice lefty there. Yeah. Hey, man, the Angels had looked really good in this WBC. Just want to throw that out there. Manny Ramirez's son Lucas plays for the Angels too.
Yeah.
The Great Britain pitcher yesterday. Oh, man, I can't even think of his name right now at the top of my head, but he looked amazing too. So I'm like, oh, man, this is very promising for these Angels fans right now. Great that we get to see some minor leaguers showing out a little bit in this WBC.
And that's the beauty of this, dude. Like, you get to see these minor leaguers step up to the big leagues, pretty much the World Cup, and they do it. So, and I seen that the guy from you're talking about the Great Britain. he struck out the 4 guys. He was pumped. I think he even talked mess to the United States team and the side before he went to the dugout. So I'm like, I wonder what he said. I'm always curious. Yeah, I'm always curious to hear like what these players say to each other. I know they're talking smack. Why? Because this is a high leverage game right now. It's a high intensity tournament.
Sure
so I just wish I can see what these players are saying to each other back and forward, because I like the trash talk, dude. I like the trash talk. And especially like when it's like a tournament like this, it's perfect. You even have fans trash talking right now. If you guys haven't seen, there's been a lot of videos we've been posting up, and you get to see like, oh, it's Unmatched. Dominicana has the best fans in the world, and there's no one that can match them. But then Puerto Ricans, they pull off a 10-inning game win, and you say, oh, they're the winners. And then today, 16-0, you hear the loud, Cielito Lindo in Houston. And everybody's like, oh, the Mexicans has the best fans. And then the United States fans has the best because we're the loudest. Like, it's just back and forward. This is
you saw the Dominicans and Venezuelans calling each other out after each victory.
Oh, yeah, that's oh my God, that's dope, man. I don't know. I don't think I'll be calling out Dominicana though. I'm not that type that I could be like, all right, I'm gonna call out the United States like that, or if I'm the United States, I'm gonna call out the Mexico team like that. Why? Because you never know, dude. You never know if they're gonna bring their A game, and you never know if you're gonna win that. And I know it's all fun and games. It should be fun and games. But some people take it too personal, and that's where I'm kind of at. Like, don't take it too personal. This is supposed to be fun. It needs to be like a good environment, and a lot of people don't take it that way. So, I mean, they showed the clip of Will Smith.
Man. They're passionate.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that they showed the clip with Rosarena and Smith, that he came up and he tried to dap him, and Will Smith didn't dap him back. We had that incident this year with Australia, the catcher, right? He didn't want to dap the player back, and it was kind of like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, yeah. Oh, Czech Republic. Was it Czech Republic? Yeah, right. So
yeah, it was a weird incident. I mean, we didn't really know what happened, but go ahead, Carlos. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. I was just going to ask you, like, what do you think about that? Like, I don't know. I kind of feel some kind of way because of it, because I'm not like that when there's a competition. No. You try to be friendly, right? Or what do you think?
I think this Australian guy was like, we're not friends right now. We're enemies, and we're here to beat you up, basically. Yeah. We'll be friends after the game, but for now, I'm not going to be your friend. You know what I mean? It's like boxers. Yeah. You see how much boxers talk crap to one another? And after the fight, they're hugging each other, loving each other, becoming best friends. And it's like, before the matchup, you guys hated each other. You guys were trying to kill each other. But now, oh, we're all here best friends. Like, what the hell is that about?
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those. I think Australian fans were like, yeah, we're not giving in about this friendliness. We're here to win.
Yeah, I can't do that, man. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that can, and more power to you. That's the way you are. But for me, I'm not like that. I'm a friendly guy. Even if it's a high intensity competition, I'm still friendly. Why? Because, like I said, it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. And if you win out of it, that's good, right? So everybody's different. I just thought it was kind of weird. It was really weird to me, For sure. So I thought about it the 3 years ago with Will Smith too. I thought that was really weird. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't like that. But whatever. All right. Anything else?
Are high.
Yeah.
Tensions are high, man. Yeah. Well, we have a big matchups tomorrow. I just want to March 9th, tomorrow, Monday. We have a couple games left of this pool first rounder. We got Cuba versus Puerto Rico. We got Mexico versus US. 4 teams that are undefeated. What matchup are you most excited for? You got the Cuba, Puerto Rico, or Mexico versus US?
I'm waiting for the Mexico-US. I mean, obviously, and then I was born here in the US. I'm going for both teams, so I have to kind of like sit back and be like, okay, who's gonna win this game? As you guys don't remember, Mexico has won the last 3 games in the WBC against United States. So United States is looking for blood. It's looking to try to beat Mexico and say, hey, this is my house. This is where I'm going to beat you. I know you have a nice lineup. I know you guys have a nice fan base, but this is where we're going to put a stop to it. And this is where we're going to take off with this group stage. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be excited too. Why not? Right? So,
yeah, Carlos, we get the best of both worlds. Both of us are Mexican Americans, so we get to root for both countries, right? We're always on the fence, either we like Mexico or US. we identify as both. So that's the beauty of it. We root for both teams. We just hope for the best. And I mean, we're going to see Paul Skeens go up against this hot Mexico hitting team that seems to get on base any way they can. And Paul Skeens also throws 100 miles. So we're going to see how that works out for Team Mexico. We still don't know who's on the mound for Mexico tomorrow, but this Mexico team is gritty, man. And the fans as well, they come out to play. They're part of the game as well. Every time the U.S. plays Mexico, it's more Mexico fans than U.S. in U.S. soil. And they're there too.
Well, you experienced one. So, I mean, that's one of the things that we've been talking about. We've been hearing, you know, you've been to one of these games. You've seen how electric it gets, how hostile it gets, how, you know, and I mean, you explained it in one of our lives here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be like that tomorrow. I think it's going to be 10 times more intense. I think, right?
It sure is. I mean, 2006. I just want to tell people who are probably listening for the first time. I went to go see the first U.S.-Mexico matchup. I don't think it was the first. I think it was the second round matchup when Mexico beat the U.S. against Roger Clemens on the mound, and Mexico eliminated the Team U.S. Can you guys believe that? That was a wild moment for me watching in 2006. You know, players like Ken Griffey, Derek Jeter, A-Rod was on this team, and somehow Mexico won. How? 2-1. Yeah. And looking back, I'm just like, man, how does Mexico continue to dominate this Team U.S.? There's no way. The talent in the U.S. is by far way better than the Mexico team. But I don't know, man. This Mexico team fights like no other team does when they face the U.S., I mean. So it's going to be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to it. And we also have the Cuba, Puerto Rico. I mean, two teams that kind of been under the radar given the fact that they don't really have that many star players on their team, but they're still finding ways to win. And I think both teams are trying to win that first place on that pool A. So I don't know. I'm giving Puerto Rico the edge here just because they're at home. Yeah. And I think they have that home fans there. So I don't know. But, you know, Panama was just close to winning too. So
it's incredible. I think this is another rivalry. A lot of people talk about Dominicana and Puerto Rico, but Cuba is one of those teams that has a rivalry with Puerto Rico as well. So don't think that they're going to both just lay down and not throw any punches. They're going to be punching and they're going to be loud out there. And I mean, from the first strike or from the first ball pitch is going to be hectic and it's going to be amazing. Not taking away that don't want to see it. I want to see that game. I want to see both games. And the other game that I want to see is not tomorrow. I think I said it earlier today. I thought it was going to be tomorrow, but it's Venezuela and Dominicana. And for the reason you said, that both of them are calling each other out. And that's Wednesday what we want to see Wednesday night. So we get to see a good 2 games tomorrow. Tuesday, it's another games that are going to be pretty good. You got Mexico and Italy. Probably one of those teams get eliminated in that game because whoever loses, it's going to be pretty much out, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What happens tomorrow with U.S. and Mexico, so we get to see what happens in that series. And then you have the Wednesday game, which is going to be pretty cool to see Dominicana, Venezuela. And Venezuela has a bunch of players that are greedy, dude. They're not afraid of the moment either. So that's going to be an amazing, amazing game. And we'll try to get on after that game to do that, to talk about what happened and who's advancing to the next round and what to watch for and who are we going to, expecting to win those 1-game eliminations. And that's what's going to get wild, dude. It's going to get wild.
Yeah, talking about baseball. If you think this is great baseball right now, just wait till next week. It's going to be at another level that we've never seen before, and it's only going to grow the WBC like it's never has before. So tune in. We'll hope to see you guys here next week, and we'll have all the data and all the information to provide to you guys here.
Definitely, man. All right, dude, you want to say your last mentions before we go ahead and log out?
Yeah, man. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a great, quick show. You have a lot of things to talk about for this WBC. We'll be back on Wednesday after that Dominican Venezuela game. But make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And if you're a new follower here, thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us and continue to grow this baseball community. So, Carlos, your last mentions here, man.
Yeah, man. I agree with what Ernie just said. We like this community. We want it to grow. And this is where our space is at, where we talk about games, we talk about players, we talk about just growing the community and talking baseball, because we love talking baseball. We love talking everything. And of course, we keep it real around here. We want to say what we want to say about baseball because we do have the freedom of speech and we could say whatever we want, right? So
that's right.
From all of us here on Real Talk Baseball and College Baseball, this is Ernie Orange, Real Talk Baseball, signing out.